children. This is Miss Maria with the numbers book. This book is called Curious George Learns to Count from 1 to 100. It's a book about numbers, counting, grouping, mapping, and more. So let's read the blurb to find out what the book is about. Are you curious about numbers? Count 100 with Curious George. Curious George is a good little monkey and always very curious. Now George is curious about numbers and loves to count. Can he count all the way to 100? George has picked the perfect day to try. It's his town's 100th birthday today, and everyone's coming out to celebrate. From home to school to the center of town, there are so many things for you and George to count. 9 stuffed animals, 26 pancakes, 57 mice, and so much more. Along the way, you and George can count by ones or tackle the bigger numbers in all kinds of fun groupings. George makes it easy to get curious about numbers. This is George. George was a good little monkey and always very curious. This morning, George was curious about numbers. His friend, the man with the yellow hat, had been teaching him to count. Already, George could count to 5 on one hand and 10 on his 2 feet. "Good job, George," said his friend, "but you can count more than your fingers and toes. We're going to the centennial celebration today. It's our town's 100th birthday party. I'll bet you can find enough things to count all the way to 100. 100 sounded like a lot to George. He was curious. Could he really find 100 things to count? First, George counted his bed, 1. Then he counted 2 blankets. He tossed his pillows and counted 1, 2, 3. He counted 4 legs on his bed and 5 pull toys. What else could George count? Why, there were lots of things in the toy box. There were 6 toy boats, 7 cars, 8 trucks, 9 stuffed animals, and 10 balls. Now let's count all the 10s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And look at number 10. George followed one bouncy ball into his friend's room. The man with the yellow hat was getting dressed. George wanted to dress up too. He saw 11 hats to choose from, 11 yellow hats, 12 ties, 13 socks. There was an odd one. And 14 shoes. 14 shoes, that's 7 pairs of shoes. In the bathroom, George's friend had just finished brushing his teeth. "I'm going to make breakfast, George," he said. But George was still busy counting. He counted 15 blue tiles, 16 yellow rubber ducks, and 17 shower rings. It was fun to count upside down. Then George drew a surprise for his friend. 18 toothpaste pictures. In the kitchen, George found more things to count. He stacked up 19 plates, 20 bowls, 2 towers of 10 bowls, and now we will count the 20 bowls because we're counting all the 10s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. And 21 cups. There were 3 towers of 7 cups. He arranged 22 straws, 23 napkins, and 24 spoons. Then George counted out 25 blueberries. 5 groups of 5 blueberries. That was 25 blueberries. Don't forget to count our pancakes, the man said. George counted while his friend flipped. 26. When George was full and his plate was empty, he was ready to count outside. In the backyard, George counted 27 clouds floating by and 28 apples on a tree. There was lots to do outside. George played with 29 bugs and gathered 30 acorns. There were 5 groups of 6 acorns each. Let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. He found 31 snails and arranged 32 sticks to create a design. Then George smelled the daisies and he picked 33. In his front yard, George counted 34 noisy birds and 35 leaves blowing in the air. There was something else in the air. A gust of wind scattered 36 letters with colorful stamps. George counted as he helped pick them up. It's time to go to the centennial celebration, George, his friend said. Do you remember how to walk to town? You can lead the way. George, curious as ever, took the long way from his house to town. As he walked, he counted 37 houses, 38 chimneys, and 39 trees. Can you follow George's path through his neighborhood? This is where he went. And there he was. In town, George and his friends saw workers fixing up a building. There was a very tall ladder, and George could not resist. He scampered up 40 rungs past 41 windows. Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. And 20 is halfway up to 40. 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40. What a view! From up on top of the ladder, George counted 42 people. One of them was his friend Betsy. Hi, George, Betsy said when he climbed down to see her. Your friend told me you're learning to count. Then George walked Betsy to her school. Why don't you come inside? She asked him. There are lots of things to count in here. Betsy was right. There were plenty of things to count in her classroom. While George's friend talked to the teacher, George counted 43 sparkly beads, 44 jars of paste, and 45 crayons, 9 tubs of 5 crayons each. On the table, 46 colorful feathers were laid out. George was curious. What were they for? Betsy's classmates were making hats and decorations for the centennial celebration. George wanted to make decorations too. In fact, he turned himself into a decoration. Then George's new friends cleaned off 47 colored strips of paper and a lot of glue. George is counting all the way to 100, Betsy said. Susan said, we can help. How about counting paper clips? She and her sister Sarah helped George find 48. There are lots of books on the shelf, said Jimmy. They counted 49. And states on the map, Henry added. He and George counted all 50. Now shall we count? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50. All the students had lots of ideas, and soon everyone was counting. Look at the art, Betsy said. We made different things, but we can count all the art together. 51. Now 50 is already halfway up to 100. And now we have 51. On the wall was the alphabet. Together they counted 52 letters, big and small. There are 26 letters of the alphabet, but there are 26 big letters and there are 26 small letters. So 26 and 26 makes 52. George was excited to find 53 colored pencils. These were even better than toothpaste for drawing. We aren't allowed to write on the desks, the children told him, and they helped him clean up with 54 pink erasers. Then they took out lots of paper, and pretty soon 55 paper airplanes were flying through the air. Here's how you can make your own paper airplane. George chased one of the paper airplanes past the aquarium. Now there was something to count. Look at all the goldfish. George counted 56. One of the airplanes landed on a cage. We have lots of class pets, Betsy told George, and our mice just had babies. George couldn't wait to count them, but the mice would not keep still. It was hard to count them in their cages. Carefully, George lifted the latch, and do you know what happened? Oh yes, George didn't mean to, but he was just a little monkey and he let all the mice escape. But he was able to count them. There were 57 mice, and boy, were they speedy. When the mice were back in their cage, the teacher said, I think it's time for us to go to the centennial celebration. I think we should go now too, the man with the yellow hat said to George. George waved goodbye to the children and counted 58 hands waving back. If there were 58 hands, that means there were 29 children, or 28 children and one teacher. A moment later, the bell rang and everyone was on the move. Then George counted 59 wheels. He wanted to ride too. You can borrow my bike, George, said Bill. That was nice. Then George hopped on Bill's bike and pedaled away. While he rode, he counted 60 fence pickets. So let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 28, 27, 28, 29, 30. 30 is halfway up to 60. 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, and 60. And he counted 61 dandelions. He blew 62 dandelion seeds. And along the river, George passed 63 ducks and 64 boats. He counted 65 flags and 62 bubbles floating in the air. George was so busy counting, he forgot to watch where he was going. He was surprised to look down the hill and see the centennial celebration in the park below. There were 67 colorful picnic blankets, 68 striped tents, and 69 kites soaring in the breeze. George was excited to get closer. Seeing the picnic had made him hungry, and he was ready to get something to eat. First, George visited the farmer's market. Vegetables were piled high. George counted 70 carrots. Let's get counting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35. 35 is halfway to 70. 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, and 70. There were 10 groups of 7 carrots. He counted 71 peppers, 72 tomatoes, and 73 pumpkin seeds. The fruit looked just as appealing as the vegetables and tasted as good too. George counted 74 lemons, 75 bananas, 76 pears, and 77 grapes. He helped himself to some of each, and soon his tummy was full. George had eaten and counted so many things, but he had not yet counted all the way to 100. George was curious. What else could he count? And what was that sound coming from across the street? It was a parade, and it was time for the centennial celebration to begin. George's friends and neighbors had gathered to celebrate 100th anniversary of their town. They were all lined up, clapping and cheering. George climbed the lamppost for a better view. What should he count first? As the parade marched by, George counted hats. There were 78. He counted all the pets, 79. And balloons, 80. There were 4 groups of 20 balloons each. So let's count the balloons. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40. 40 is halfway up to 80. 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 78, 79, 80. George followed good smells to the picnic blankets. If you were going on a picnic, what food would you pack? George discovered 81 sandwiches, 82 pickles, and 83 potato chips. He counted 84 pieces of popcorn and 85 ants. There were lots of tasty treats at the bake sale, and George had saved just enough room for dessert. What treat should he pick? There were 86 cupcakes and 87 slices of pie. While George ate just one of the 88 cookies, he remembered what he wanted to see next. The games. George and Olivia took turns throwing balls at 89 holes. Bullseye, that was the center. Olivia scored and George helped her choose one of the 90 prizes. Wow, we're almost to 100. Let's count the 90 prizes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60. 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, almost there, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90. Swing, 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 pop. One of the games was a piñata. George arrived just in time. The paper pig broke and 91 candies spilled out. George helped himself to just a few. Then George went to help his neighbor, Mrs. Needleman. "Hello, George," she called from her flower cart. "Your friend told me you're trying to count to 100. Can you count my flowers for me? I've sold a lot today, but I think I have close to 100 left." Mrs. Needleman was right. George counted 92 flowers still in her cart. Then Mrs. Needleman had an idea. "George," she asked, "can you help me count the money I made today?" The centennial celebration was almost over, and Mrs. Needleman had to organize her money to bring it to the bank. Together they stacked 93 nickels, 95 quarters, 94 quarters, 95 pennies, 96 dimes, and $97. Mrs. Needleman helped George count. He was even closer to 100, but he wasn't there yet. Mrs. Needleman pointed to where some children were playing. "Maybe they can help you to reach 100, George," she said, then gave him a flower to thank him for his help. "Good luck, George." Some kids were playing sidewalk games, and Betsy was with them. "You've been counting all day, George," she said. "You must be almost to 100. Keep going." George counted 98 marbles and 99 jacks. He was so close to 100, He only needed one more thing to count. But what could it be? And then George knew just what to do. He had an idea. George ran and ran. He ran 100 steps, all the way back to the man with the yellow hat. His friend was so happy to see him. "You did it, George," his friend said proudly. "You used your own 2 feet to count all the way to 100. What a perfect way to end the centennial day." George was proud too, and after his very full day, he was happy to be with his friend, the person he counted on most. And there's just one thing left to do to count to 100, so shall we? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 40, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50. 50 is halfway to 100. 51, 52, 52, 3, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, and 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 91, 99, and 100. And George got to 100, and that's the end of the book. Here are all the numbers that George counted up to 100. Well done, George. And thank you for listening and counting with me. Bye-bye.